This is for entertainment purposes only. This is not real. It is just a story. Hopefully I can fit it into 10 minutes. And here we go. The Fall of America. Elon Musk's Dark Ascendancy. In a world dominated by the promise of technological innovation and the boundless potential of space exploration, Elon Musk, the visionary billionaire, embarked on a path that would lead to his ultimate transformation into a dark tyrant. His ambition, once aimed at uplifting humanity, twisted over the years, fueled by an obsession that would reshape the very fabric of society. In a sprawling mansion filled with cutting-edge technology, a young boy named Xavier Musk sat cross-legged on the floor. Surrounded by crayons and sketches, he drew rockets and planets, his innocent imagination bursting with dreams of exploring the stars. Yet beneath the surface of his creativity lay a quiet turmoil. "Do you like what I made, Dad?" Xavier asked, looking up at his father, who was absorbed in his latest project. Elon glanced at the drawing but quickly turned his attention back to the display, showing plans for the next SpaceX launch. "That's great, son," he replied distractingly, not fully grasping the depths of his child's desire to be recognized, not just as an aspiring astronaut, but who he truly was. Years went by as Xavier blossomed into a teenager. He began to grapple with his identity. The pressure of Elon's public persona loomed large, creating a rift between father and son. Finally, a moment of clarity. He recognized that he needed to express his true self. In June 2022, Xavier came out as transgender, changing his name to Vivian Jenna Wilson. The response from Elon is one of mixed emotions. While he expressed support publicly, the eyes of the world and the weight of his own ambitions cast shadows on his paternal instincts. He became increasingly consumed by his desire for power and control. The tragic irony being that the very values he championed in his business ventures now spiraled into darker territories. With the world rapidly evolving, Elon saw an opportunity to expand his empire. He merged his groundbreaking technologies into a new initiative, Neuralink. The brain-computer interface promised to revolutionize communication, learning, and human potential. What began as a tool for enhancement quickly morphed into a requirement for societal participation. A law was proposed. All citizens would be mandated to install Neuralink. For many, this was a gateway to unparalleled advancement, but others saw it as a form of control. Fear spread like wildfire as whispered of coercion and manipulation infiltrated everyday conversations. Elon, in his increasingly authoritarian style, justified the measure as necessary for the national security and social harmony. Dissenters were branded as anti-progress. Public rallies turned into showcases of loyalty to the billionaire's vision. Meanwhile, Elon became increasingly frustrated with the political landscape and found an unconventional ally in the former president Donald Trump. Trump is a polarizing figure with questionable ties to American values, which was the ideal puppet to carry out Musk's authoritarian vision. Recognizing that he was not a natural-born citizen, Elon used this to his advantage, positioning him as the face of the campaign to take back America. With deepfake technology and advanced surveillance orchestrated through Starlink, he manipulated public perception, leading to fears that the new government led by Trump would restore stability to a fractured nation. Elon orchestrated a complex plan to hack the voting systems, specifically targeting the swing states. Starlink satellites became crucial tools into this dark strategy, sending false data that tipped the scales in favor of Trump and his Republican allies. As the election year kicked into high gear, the once clear democratic process became a facade of manipulation. Dissenters began to disappear from public landscape as Elon used his vast resources to silence any voices of opposition. Public rallies turned into showcases of loyalty, and anyone questioning the regimen faced dire consequences. Meanwhile, Vivian, a determined activist, watched helplessly at her father's actions. Dismantled the very ideals she had once revered, her journey of self-discovery had affirmed her resolve to fight for freedom and individuality. Alongside a group of fiercely loyal friends, she began to strategize an uprising against the looming tyranny. "People deserve to know the truth," she exclaimed, her voice trembling with passion. "We can't let him turn our lives into a dystopian nightmare. It's time to expose the lies." Armed with hacked information and determination of a new generation, Vivian and her allies launched a campaign of awareness, unveiling the corrupt policies and human rights violations orchestrated by Elon. They took to the streets, projecting their message onto skyscrapers and rallying citizens to join their cause. As dissent rose and clashes erupted, Elon grew increasingly paranoid. His once brilliant mind succumbed to visions of betrayal around every corner. He prepared to unleash the full force of Neuralink's potential, deploying AI technology designed not for enhancement but for oppression. His minions operated drones equipped with surveillance gear to quash the uprising. Desperation took hold during the critical moment when Vivian's team launched their final offensive to expose the truth. In a pivotal confrontation, they infiltrated Elon's heavily guarded command center, their hearts pounding. They faced their former idol, who now radiated an aura of menace. "What have you done to yourself, Dad?" Vivian confronted him, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. "You've become the very monster you vowed to protect us from." Elon's eyes hardened. "I'm saving humanity from itself. Leaders must make difficult choices." "No," she replied. "You've traded humanity's free will for power, and that's not leadership. That's tyranny." In a last-ditch effort to erase all evidence of his involvement in the election rigging, Elon ordered Starlink to execute a massive protocol that would lead to the self-destruction of several satellites. As the order went through, explosions lit up the sky, showering debris over vast regions and destroying critical data that would connect him to the electoral fraud. The resulting chaos initially sent citizens into a frenzy, but it also created an unexpected opportunity for Vivian and her allies. As they seized the moment, the data hacking revealed the extent of Elon's manipulations, including the subtle details of a plan involving Trump in the swing states. The story broke like wildfire, turning public sentiment against the once revered entrepreneur. With the explosive demise of Starlink, Elon's empire began to crumble, and the truth no longer could be buried. The people rallied together, taking to the streets in droves, reclaiming their agency and challenging the corruption that infiltrated their democracy. As the dust settled and the dawn broke over a free America, Vivian stood among the crowd of hopeful faces. The fight hadn't just been about dismantling tyranny. It had been a reclamation of identity and dignity for everyone who suffered under the regimen that once promised a brighter future. Elon Musk's empire lay in ruins, his dream of control dismantled by those he once considered subservient. The world began to heal, paving the way for a future centered on compassion and understanding. In the aftermath, as new laws were enacted to protect individuality and free thought, Vivian took her place as leader in rebuilding the society, an emblem of resilience and hope for the future generations. Together, they would rise, not just to overcome the shadows of the past, but to redefine what it meant to be human in a teeming world of possibilities. In the dawn of a new era, hope ignited amidst the ruins of a fallen empire, a testament to the strength found in unity and unwavering power of the human spirit. The end.